Well, greetings NASCAR enjoyers, and as we still have the lawsuit of Front Row Motorsports in 2311 against NASCAR owner Jim France, and as Alex Bowman got eliminated from the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs due to the car being underweight, we have perhaps one of the best NASCAR Xfinity Series races in 2024, and you're going to see why. Remember that strategy that I've been ranting on last time? Well, guess what? It worked. I thought it was crazy to not finish in the Roval in first, but, well, it actually worked to a certain driver's advantage, and you're going to see who, well, that driver is in a bit. But anyways, tonight's Xfinity Series race had one of the longest race lengths of any Xfinity Series race, being at a whopping 302 miles. Wow. So in the first stage, we would get a caution. And guess who is involved in it? Leland Honeyman. That guy just can't catch a break. Yeah, every time he gets involved in a caution, take a shot. But anyways, Cole Custer took the first stage win. And the second stage, things would only get better, but I also like to mention how Cole Custer even won the first stage at all, because it's incredible. He had to start back, but in a twist of fate, he jumped up and yeeted himself across the field until he would get to first place in the first stage. Yeah, 15th to first. That is amazing. But anyways, in the second stage, it will be a battle between Custer and Allgaier, and of course, Justin Allgaier would win. But the third and final stage is where things get crazy. Yeah, you'd think that Justin Allgaier would win, right? I mean, he did win the second stage, but he had problems. First of all, he had debris on the car, and he just didn't want to go close to a certain driver driving the number 16 car. You're going to find out who that guy is in a bit. But anyways, that guy ended up taking the lead. And, of course, Justin Allgaier still had debris, but he also had another issue. He had an electrical issue. Jeez. What's it with NASCAR racing cars and electrical issues? There's a lot of things that can go wrong. So yeah, Justin Allgaier had an electrical issue, and he had to go down to pit road to get some tires. And of course, that driver would also go to pit road during the same time. And Ryan Seig also caught up to him. Yeah, I also like to mention that Kyle Seig, his brother, got involved in a caution. So both that driver and Justin Allgaier got fresh tires and fuel. And of course, another one of the colleague drivers, Josh Williams, well, had some fuel spillage. That's a safety hazard. Yeah, his gas man had some problems with the fuel hose going into the fuel can, and yeah, that's a safety hazard. But I'm glad no fires have been started. But anyways, we had a caution come up with, well, Kyle Seig, Ryan Seig's brother. And we would also get another caution with Taylor Gray in the number 19. But not even those cautions were enough to stop that number 16 driver. Well, are you going to guess who it is? Because I want you to take a guess. Seriously, take a guess who is in the 16 car, because you already know by now. But anyways, we would get the 16 car leading, but we would get another caution with Sammy Smith having issues, and he could barely trudge his way to pit road. Yeah, seriously, what is it with NASCAR calling cautions on something that is not even a hazard to the entire track, unless if some cars go into that open area alongside it? I don't know, but it's been done a few times. I understand why they do it, so that they can prevent another incident from happening, and they don't want cars crashing into the other cars in the open pit road strip, because that car might be a safety hazard. But there's no other cars on the track, so they shouldn't have called the caution. But even that caution wasn't able to stop him. And even with Ryan Seig trailing onto the 16 car's tail, in the final even in the final caution where Sammy Smith caused it, we would get another instance where the 16 car just jumped up ahead. Yeah, it didn't jump the restart, but it was still pretty cool to see. But anyways, in the final lap of the race, well, final 2 laps of the race, we get a battle between the number 16 car and Ryan Seig. And of course, the driver of the number 16 car, drumroll please, AJ Allmendinger wins the race. First win of 2024, and the Dinger strategy actually worked. I was pretty much ranting about it in the last video, but it actually worked. His crazy strategy worked. So the Dinger ends up winning Vegas, which is another surprise victory. Yeah, he could have won had it not been, had a much bigger lead gap had it not been for those cautions. But anyways, we finally got a surprise winner winning the race, and that's why I brought out this card. That's why I brought out this card for this video, and I wanted you to guess. I wanted to intentionally leave out the name of the number 16 car so you could guess. But you probably already know by now. It's the Dinger. It's AJ Allmendinger. And guess who will be replacing him next year? Yep. Christian Eckes. Well, at least in the Xfinity Series. Christian Eckes will be driving for the Colleague 16 car next year. At least in the Xfinity Series. But in the Cup Series, the Dinger is going to be running full time. And that also means that Shane Van Gisbergen is going over to Trackhouse next year with the 88, so he's finally getting a chance to run in the Cup Series full-time regardless. And Trackhouse knew that they had a prospect on their hands, so just when you thought Colleague could only ever win at road courses, here we have an oval victory by none other than the Dinger. The Dinger. And I also brought out this card instead of the LEGO Speed Champions Camaro because I didn't want to bother bringing it out, but it's still pretty cool to see it in shot here. But anyways, the Dinger won the Vegas race. Yeah, an absolute 9 out of 10. Probably one of his best moments ever. Yeah, sure, it's nowhere near as cool as Shane Van Gisbergen's win at Portland, but is still an amazing victory. And I highly applaud AJ Allmendinger for coming up with this strategy just so he can win the championship. Bravo, man. You did awesome with the strategy. I thought it was crazy, but it worked. And that is the nature of NASCAR. Hopefully things will be just as good in the Cup Series race. And if you also want to see the first part in the Dinger story arc, it's right here. Yeah, it's the last race where AJ Allmendinger didn't win, but he didn't want himself to go lower in the point standings and tried to play it safe just so he can win that race and get locked into the Championship Four. That was actually a good strategy, by the way, and I actually did like it. So yeah, AJ Allmendinger pulled off an excellent win. So his strategy was finish in a lower position in the Charlotte Roval race just so you can win the next race. That's pretty much the strategy of every Super GT driver ever. I didn't know that NASCAR drivers also attempted it. But anyways, the last week's race, part 1 of the Dinger story arc, is also here. So yeah, part 1 is where he puts his strategy to good, well, where he comes up with a strategy, and part 2, which is the video right here, is where he puts the strategy to good use. And you know the drill by now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on the latest Racer Cinema Productions videos. Although, to people who are already subscribed to my channel, all you have to do is like and comment. But anyways, this is the Bandito signing it off, and best of luck on the Dinger winning this year's Xfinity Series Championship. Because he looked like he really wanted to win, and he was really pumped when he got that win. He wants to win the championship, so that's why he came up with that strategy in the Roval race, so he could win the Vegas race and win the championship. That is amazing. Yeah, so I thought it was a weird strategy, but it's a strategy, and it's so amazing that he did it. Really smart, man. You are awesome. And, of course, all I have to say now is catch you guys next time. Peace out. Hopefully I'll get this card signed by the Dinger himself when I go to New Hampshire next year. Or the Glen. Just gonna, I'll most likely go to New Hampshire. Because it's closest. Peace.